Before anything existed there was only chaos, a vast, formless void stretching endlessly in every direction, silent and absolute. No stars, no planets, no light, not even time itself. There was no up or down, no beginning or end, just an infinite expanse of nothingness. This emptiness was not a void of despair but the raw potential of the universe, waiting for a spark to ignite creation. From this abyss, the first primordial beings began to emerge, shaping the very fabric of existence. Chaos gave rise to Gaia, the earth; Tartarus, the abyss; Eros, the force of desire; Erebus, darkness; and Nyx, the night. Each was born from the void, each a force of nature. These were not gods as we imagine, but the very concepts and essences that make up reality itself, fundamental forces that would shape everything to come. Gaia was the earth itself, solid and nurturing; Tartarus the deepest pit, a realm of shadow; Nyx the night; Erebus the darkness; and Eros, the irresistible force of creation and attraction. Their existence marked the first division in the universe: earth, darkness, and the impulse of love, separating the void into distinct realms and energies. The universe took its first breath, unfolding from pure potential into something tangible, as if awakening from a long slumber. The stage was set for creation, with the first elements in place and the promise of life shimmering on the horizon. These elemental beings were the building blocks of all that would follow, the foundation upon which the cosmos would be built. Gaia's body became the land, Tartarus the underworld, Nyx the night sky, each shaping the world in their own image and domain. Eros ensured that creation would continue, driving the emergence of new life, new forms, and the endless cycle of birth and change. The cosmos was no longer empty, it was alive with possibility, brimming with the energy of beginnings and the promise of stories yet to unfold. The first chapter of Greek mythology had begun, moving from nothingness to the first somethings, from silence to the first whispers of existence. The story of the universe was underway, a tale of transformation and emergence, of chaos giving way to order. The characters, vast and elemental, had made their entrance, each carrying the seeds of future legends and destinies. The grand epic of Greek mythology was set in motion, its foundation laid in the mystery and majesty of the primordial world. From chaos, the seeds of everything were sown, and the universe began its eternal journey of creation and change. In the beginning, Gaia, the earth, existed alone in the vast emptiness of the cosmos, her surface silent and untouched. Yearning for connection and companionship, Gaia summoned forth Uranus, the sky, who emerged to arch above her as a glittering star-studded dome. Uranus became her eternal counterpart, stretching endlessly from horizon to horizon, his presence both protective and awe-inspiring. Their union was powerful, shaping the world as we know it, earth below, sky above, each defining the other. Together they began a cycle of nourishment and renewal. Rain from Uranus fell gently, bringing life and abundance to Gaia's waiting soil. Under their care, flowers blossomed, trees reached skyward, and all green things flourished in vibrant harmony. Their marriage was the first sacred union, the wellspring from which all further creation would flow, setting the pattern for life and growth. The world became dynamic and alive. Rivers carved winding paths through plains, and mountains rose up to meet the endless sky. The interplay between earth and sky created a cosmic rhythm, echoed in the changing seasons, the cycles of day and night, and the pulse of life itself. Their partnership was the engine of creation, but as their bond deepened, it also sowed the seeds of tension and unrest. The sky's constant embrace, once nurturing and gentle, began to feel heavy and suffocating to Gaia, pressing down upon her. The cosmos remained vibrant and full of potential, but beneath the surface, a quiet conflict began to simmer, threatening the balance. The once loving embrace of Uranus and Gaia slowly transformed into a prison, trapping the earth beneath the unyielding sky. The stage was set for the first great struggle, a conflict that would forever change the fate of gods and mortals alike. The harmony of creation was about to be shattered, and the world would never be the same again. Gaia and Uranus's union produced powerful offspring. First came the 12 Titans, 6 male, 6 female, each ruling a force of nature. Oceanus, Hyperion, Themis, Rhea and Cronus were among them. The Titans embodied the world's order and power, but Gaia also bore the Cyclopes, one-eyed giants, master smiths, and the 100-handers, beings of immense strength. These monstrous children terrified Uranus. The Titans represented a new order, but the Cyclopes and 100-handers embodied chaos and raw power. Their birth marked the peak of Gaia's creative force. The family of gods was growing, but so was the tension. Uranus's fear of his children would soon ignite a cosmic conflict. The seeds of rebellion were sown. The first family of the universe was on the brink of war. Uranus saw his children as threats, not heirs. The Titans were powerful, but the Cyclopes and 100-handers horrified him. Fearing their strength, Uranus imprisoned them deep within Gaia, using her body as their jail. Gaia suffered immense pain, her love for her children turning to rage. She pleaded with Uranus, but he refused to release them. His tyranny created a rift in the first family. Gaia's nurturing spirit became rebellious, hardened by suffering. Uranus ruled through fear, not love, determined to keep his throne. The pain he inflicted festered within Gaia, building pressure for revolution. The cosmos was ruled by oppression, not harmony. Gaia's agony would not be forgotten. The seeds of revolt grew stronger with each passing day. The first great power struggle was inevitable. The balance of the universe was about to shift. Gaia's suffering became unbearable. Her love for Uranus turned to hatred, and she plotted revenge. She forged an unbreakable sickle from adamant, a weapon of rebellion. Gathering her children, the Titans, she revealed her plan. Uranus must be overthrown. At first, the Titans were afraid to challenge their father, but Cronus, the youngest, stepped forward, driven by ambition and resentment. He accepted the sickle and the challenge. Gaia's words inspired him. The throne awaits whoever dares. Cronus saw opportunity, not fear. The other Titans watched in silence, the weight of destiny upon them. The plan was set. Cronus would strike against Uranus. The first act of rebellion in the cosmos was about to unfold. Gaia's pain had become a weapon. The cycle of power and betrayal was beginning. The universe braced for its first revolution. Cronus, armed with Gaia's sickle, lay in wait for Uranus. As Uranus descended to embrace Gaia, Cronus struck, severing his father's power forever. Uranus retreated to the sky, never to return. The suffocating embrace of sky and earth was broken. The world and heavens were now separate. From Uranus's blood, new beings emerged, the Furies, the Giants, and from sea foam, Aphrodite. The old order ended in violence, but a new era began. Cronus freed the Cyclopes and 100-handers, securing his rule. He took Rhea as his queen, and the Titans became his court. The reign of the primordial gods was over. The era of the Titans had begun. Cronus, the ambitious son, now ruled the universe. The cosmos entered a new age, shaped by rebellion and change. The seeds of future conflict were already sown. Power had changed hands, but the cycle was far from over. The universe was forever altered. Under Cronus, the cosmos entered the Golden Age, a time of peace and abundance. The Titans ruled in harmony, dividing the universe among themselves. The earth produced food effortlessly, and people lived long, peaceful lives. The seasons were gentle, and suffering was unknown. The Titans' power seemed absolute, their rule unchallenged. Rhea, Themis, and the other Titanides held great influence. The world was a paradise, but its foundation was betrayal. Cronus's rule was built on violence, and paranoia soon crept in. He began to fear the strength of the Cyclopes and 100-handers, just as Uranus had. The peace of the Golden Age was fragile, threatened by the same fears that toppled Uranus. The cycle of suspicion and ambition continued. The seeds of future upheaval were already growing. The Golden Age would not last forever. Cronus could not escape the shadow of his own betrayal. The weight of his actions haunted him, casting a darkness over every decision he made as king of the Titans. A prophecy warned that one of his children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown Uranus. The words of fate echoed through the halls of power, impossible to ignore. Consumed by fear, Cronus swallowed each of his newborn children: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Each act was a desperate attempt to outmaneuver destiny, but it only deepened his isolation. Rhea was devastated, watching her family destroyed by paranoia. Her grief grew with every child lost, and her heart ached for the family she could not protect. Determined to save her sixth child, she sought help from Gaia and Uranus. Their wisdom and guidance offered her a glimmer of hope in a world ruled by fear. On Crete, Rhea gave birth to Zeus in secret. Far from Cronus's watchful eyes, she found a moment of peace and the courage to defy her husband's tyranny. She tricked Cronus by giving him a swaddled stone, which he swallowed, believing it was his son. This clever deception bought Zeus the time he needed to survive. Zeus was hidden away, destined to challenge his father. In the shadows, he grew stronger, nurtured by those who believed in a different future. The cycle of rebellion continued, each generation repeating the last. History's pattern seemed unbreakable, as if fate itself demanded the same story be told again and again. Cronus's attempt to defy fate only ensured its fulfillment. The more he struggled, the tighter destiny's grip became, sealing his doom. The seeds of the next revolution were sown. In secret places, hope and resistance quietly took root, preparing for the day they would rise. Rhea's courage gave hope for change. Her determination inspired others, showing that even in the darkest times, bravery could spark a new beginning. The future king of the gods was growing in secret. Each day, Zeus moved closer to his destiny, watched over by those who believed in his promise. The downfall of Cronus was inevitable. The cracks in his reign had already begun to show, and the end was drawing near. The story of power and betrayal was far from over. A new chapter was about to begin, with Zeus poised to change the fate of gods and men forever. This violent era is the foundation of Greek mythology. The struggles of Chaos, Gaia, Uranus, and the Titans set the stage for all that followed. These stories explain the origins of the world, the gods, and the cycles of power. The gods were flawed, driven by fear, ambition, and vengeance. Their conflicts shaped the universe and made the myths relatable. The separation of sky and earth, the birth of monsters and gods, all stem from these first dramas. Every later myth exists within this world, forged by conflict. The cycle of rebellion and renewal is a cosmic metaphor for history itself. The story of Chaos, Gaia, and the Titans is the essential first chapter of Western storytelling. Even in the heavens, the struggle for power is eternal. Before gods and temples, there was only chaos, a formless void, the raw potential of existence. In this endless expanse, time and space had no meaning, and silence reigned over the darkness. It was a realm where nothing yet existed, but everything was possible. From this emptiness, primordial beings emerged. Gaia, the earth, Tartarus, the abyss, and Eros, the spark of creation. Each brought a new force into the world, shaping the first foundations of reality. Gaia's presence gave the void substance, while Tartarus formed the deep chasms below, and Eros ignited the drive for life and union. Gaia gave birth to Uranos, the sky, and together they produced the Titans, 12 mighty beings embodying the forces of nature. These Titans were the first rulers, their power echoing through mountains, seas, and storms, but not all their children were beautiful. The Cyclops and Hecatoncheires, monstrous and powerful, horrified Uranos. Their forms were wild and untamed, representing the chaos that still lingered in the world. Fearing their strength, he imprisoned them deep within Gaia, causing her immense pain. The earth groaned under the weight of her hidden children, and Gaia's sorrow grew with every passing day. Gaia, desperate, forged a sickle and called upon her sons to act. She pleaded for justice, urging them to free their siblings and end her suffering. Only Cronus, the youngest Titan, dared to challenge his father. Driven by ambition and his mother's pain, he accepted the sickle and prepared for a confrontation that would change the world. In a daring ambush, Cronus castrated Uranos, ending his reign. The act was both brutal and courageous, forever altering the balance of power among the immortals. From Uranos' blood, new beings sprang forth, but the Titans now ruled. The world was transformed, as life and death mingled in the aftermath of the struggle. Cronus seized power, ushering in the golden age of the Titans. Under their rule, the earth flourished, and a new order seemed to settle over the land. Yet, the cycle of violence and betrayal was set. The wounds of the past lingered, and suspicion grew among the Titans themselves. The cosmos was shaped by these primal struggles, order born from chaos, but always shadowed by fear. Every victory carried the seeds of future conflict, and peace was never certain. The seeds of rebellion and prophecy were sown, setting the stage for the next upheaval. Whispers of fate and warnings of doom echoed through the halls of the Titans. The Titans' rule was absolute, but uneasy. Their power was immense, but so too was the fear that their own children might one day rise against them. The world waited for a new challenger to rise, as destiny prepared to repeat its cycle once more. Cronus, now king of the cosmos, ruled with Rhea at his side, their reign casting a long shadow over the world. Together they presided over a golden age, but beneath the surface, unease simmered, yet a chilling prophecy haunted Cronus. He would be overthrown by his own child, just as he had overthrown his own father. Paranoia consumed Cronus, twisting his love for his children into fear. To thwart fate, he swallowed each newborn. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, devouring his own legacy in a desperate attempt to escape destiny. Rhea, heartbroken and desperate to save her family, sought Gaia's help to protect her sixth child from Cronus' madness. In secret, Rhea gave birth to Zeus on the island of Crete, hiding him deep within a shadowy cave, far from Cronus' watchful eyes. She tricked Cronus by giving him a swaddled stone, which he swallowed without suspicion, believing it was his newborn son. The deception bought Zeus precious time. Zeus grew up in hiding, nursed by the gentle goat Amalthea, whose milk gave him strength and vitality. He was protected by the Curetes, fierce warriors whose clashing shields and wild dances masked the infant's cries, ensuring Cronus would never hear him. Far from Cronus' reach, Zeus gained strength and wisdom, learning the ways of the world and the secrets of the gods. The prophecy lingered, shaping every choice and fear in Cronus' reign, casting a shadow over his every triumph. Zeus's survival was a spark of hope, a secret weapon against tyranny, a promise that the old order would not last forever. The world outside remained under Cronus' shadow, but whispers of change began to stir among gods and mortals alike. Rhea's courage and Gaia's cunning had preserved the future, planting the seeds of rebellion and hope. Zeus, raised in wild freedom and secrecy, was destined to challenge the old order and reclaim what was lost. The stage was set for a new era, as the world held its breath for the coming storm. The cycle of rebellion would soon repeat, echoing through the ages as fate demanded its due. Destiny waited in the wings, ready to unveil the next act in the eternal drama of gods and men. When Zeus reached adulthood, he emerged from hiding, determined to free his siblings and confront Cronus. With Metis' help, Zeus tricked Cronus into drinking a potion that forced him to vomit up his swallowed children, now fully grown and ready for battle. The war that followed, the Titanomachy, raged for 10 years. Gods against titans, old power against new. The cosmos shook as mountains became weapons and the sky blazed with divine fury. The war was deadlocked until Zeus sought new allies. He freed the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires from Tartarus, gaining powerful support. The Cyclopes forged weapons, thunderbolts for Zeus, a trident for Poseidon, and a helm of darkness for Hades. With these gifts, the gods launched a final assault. The Hecatoncheires hurled boulders, overwhelming the Titans. Zeus's thunderbolts shattered their resistance. The Titans fell, defeated and cast into Tartarus. The age of the Olympians had begun. A new order rose from the ashes of war. Victorious, the gods claimed Mount Olympus as their home, a palace above the clouds hidden from mortal eyes. Olympus was a place of light, music, and feasting, a stark contrast to the grim rule of Cronus. Here, the gods gathered in splendor, feasting on ambrosia and nectar and shaping the fate of mortals below. Olympus symbolized the new divine order, elevated, harmonious, and just. The mountain's lofty heights marked the divide between gods and mortals. From Olympus, the gods watched over the world, their authority absolute. The Titans' earthy power was replaced by celestial rule. Olympus became the heart of a new civilization. The age of chaos had ended, order reigned from the heights. The three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, divided the cosmos by lot. Hades ruled the underworld, Poseidon the seas, and Zeus claimed the sky, becoming king of gods and men. Zeus's thunderbolt, forged by the Cyclopes, was both weapon and symbol of justice. He upheld law and order, punishing the wicked and rewarding the just. Yet Zeus was a flawed ruler, powerful, wise, but also prone to infidelity and pride. His affairs with goddesses and mortals caused strife, especially with his wife, Hera. Despite his flaws, Zeus maintained balance among the gods, preventing chaos. He was the final arbiter, the father of gods and heroes. His reign brought stability, but also drama and conflict. The Olympian order reflected both the greatness and imperfections of its king. Hera, Zeus's sister and wife, reigned as queen of the gods, protector of marriage and women, dignified yet vengeful. Her marriage to Zeus was marked by jealousy and conflict, as she punished his lovers and their children. Hera's power was formidable, her wrath legendary. Poseidon, Zeus's brother, ruled the seas from his golden palace. With his trident, he could stir storms or calm the waves, earning the title Earthshaker. Sailors prayed for his favor, fearing his unpredictable moods. Poseidon's grudges were famous, especially his feud with Odysseus. Together, Zeus, Hera, and Poseidon formed the core of the Olympian family, powerful, proud, and often at odds. Their rivalries shaped the fate of gods and mortals alike. The Olympian family grew, each god claiming a unique domain. Apollo, god of music, prophecy, and healing, embodied reason and light. His twin, Artemis, ruled the hunt and wilderness. Athena, born from Zeus's head, was goddess of wisdom and strategy, patron of Athens. Ares personified war's chaos, while Hephaestus, the divine smith, crafted weapons and wonders. Aphrodite, goddess of love, emerged from sea foam, enchanting gods and mortals alike. Hermes, the swift messenger, guided souls and tricked the unwary. Each god's personality and power explained the world's mysteries. Their stories reflected every aspect of human life: love, war, art, and invention. The Olympians were a divine family, flawed yet relatable. Their dramas became the myths that shaped Greek culture. The Olympians' rise marked a profound shift from primal chaos to a world shaped by structured order and purpose. Where once there was only darkness and confusion, a new era began to dawn, promising hope and stability. The Titans embodied raw, uncontrollable forces. Their rule was marked by fear, violence, and unpredictability. The world trembled beneath their power, and mortals lived in constant awe and terror of their might. The Olympians brought civilization, law, and culture. They introduced order to the chaos, laying the foundations for cities, communities, and the very idea of justice. Each god governed a specific domain, creating a divine system that mirrored and shaped human society. Their influence touched every aspect of daily life, from the harvest to the hearth. Mortals found meaning in the gods' actions. Apollo's chariot explained the sun's journey across the sky, Poseidon's anger the storms at sea. The mysteries of nature became stories that could be understood and shared. The new order replaced terror with understanding, chaos with cause and effect. People could now look to the heavens and see patterns, not just threats. The Olympians' flaws made them accessible, their stories a mirror for human struggles. Their passions, rivalries, and mistakes made them relatable, bridging the gap between mortal and divine. They became patrons of cities, arts, and justice, inspiring creativity and progress. Temples rose in their honor, and festivals celebrated their deeds. The world was no longer ruled by monsters, but by gods who reflected human hopes and fears. The divine became a part of everyday life, shaping destinies and dreams. The transition was a triumph of reason over savagery, of light over darkness. It was a victory that echoed through every myth and legend. The Olympians' family drama brought the divine closer to mortals, making the gods' world feel familiar and alive. Myth became a guide for life, not just a tale of terror. These stories offered lessons, warnings, and inspiration for generations to come. The cosmos was now a stage for epic stories and enduring meaning, where mortals and gods together shaped the fate of the world. The Olympians' victory shaped all of Greek mythology. Heroes, wars, and quests unfolded under their watchful eyes. Their influence reached every corner of Greek life. Temples, festivals, and art celebrated their power. The gods' personalities became timeless archetypes. Zeus's authority, Artemis's independence, Ares' fury. Even today, their names echo in our planets and stories. The Olympians transformed the divine from monstrous to relatable, uniting Greece with shared myths. Their legacy is a world of order, drama, and meaning. From chaos, they forged a cosmos that still inspires. The age of Olympus endures in every tale of power, justice, and the search for understanding. Imagine a universe where the laws of nature are shaped by the emotions of gods: jealousy, love, ambition. This was ancient Greece, a world alive with gods and goddesses atop Mount Olympus. These deities were powerful, yet strikingly human in their desires and flaws. They meddled in mortal affairs, changing weather, deciding wars, shaping destinies. Olympus was a family, powerful, dysfunctional, and deeply involved in human life. Zeus ruled the sky, Poseidon the seas, and Hades the underworld. Their children, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, each had their own domains. A farmer's prayer for rain was a plea to Zeus, a sailor's, a bargain with Poseidon. Myths explained the world. Apollo drove the sun, Poseidon caused storms. Myths placed humanity at the center of a cosmic drama, with gods and mortals sharing the stage. Their myths endure because they made the cosmos personal, relatable, and endlessly fascinating. In this world, the line between mortal and divine was always shifting, and every life was part of a larger, epic tale. The gods didn't just watch, they interfered, constantly. Imagine history as a chessboard. Mortals make moves, but the gods tip the board, change the rules, and play favorites. Their motives ranged from justice to jealousy, boredom to pride. Divine meddling was a force of nature in Greek myth. Take the Trojan War, a human conflict, but sparked by a divine beauty contest. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite asked Paris to judge their beauty. Aphrodite bribed him with Helen, igniting a decade-long war. On the battlefield, gods picked sides. Athena guided Greek warriors, Apollo unleashed plagues, Zeus tried to stay neutral but was drawn in. Heroes became pawns and champions, their fates twisted by divine hands. This raised a profound question: did mortals control their destinies, or were they at the mercy of gods and fate? The Greeks believed in fate, a power even gods couldn't always defy, yet human courage and choice still mattered. A hero's bravery was his own, even if a god lent a hand. Pride and failure were still human, even if punished by the divine. The universe was a dance of destiny, divine will and human action, no one led alone. Myths explored this tension, showing that life was never simple or predictable. The gods' involvement made every victory uncertain, every tragedy inevitable. In this world, free will and fate collided, shaping stories that still resonate today. The Greeks used these tales to wrestle with the mysteries of choice, chance, and the power of the gods. Divine intervention was both a blessing and a curse, making every human story larger than life. In this world of meddling gods, heroes emerged, often demigods, born of a god and a mortal. Their mixed heritage gave them extraordinary abilities and burdens. Heroes like Hercules and Perseus became legends, bridging the gap between mortals and gods. Hercules, son of Zeus, was famed for his superhuman strength. Perseus, also Zeus's son, for his cunning and divine aid. Their lives were far from easy. Divine blood made them targets. Hera's jealousy tormented Hercules, turning his gifts into sources of suffering. Heroes faced monsters, challenged kings, and sometimes even questioned the gods. Their journeys were forged in hardship, their greatness shaped by divine politics and personal pain. These heroes proved humanity wasn't helpless. With courage, strength, and a little divine help, mortals could achieve the impossible. They slew monsters, journeyed to the underworld, and became beacons of human potential. Their stories inspired Greeks to believe in their own power to shape destiny. Heroes showed that even in a world ruled by capricious gods, individuals could make a difference. Their names became immortal, carved into the fabric of myth and memory. The hero's journey was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and the enduring spirit of humanity. In the chaos of gods and fate, heroes stood as proof that greatness could rise from struggle. Hercules' story is one of suffering and strength, defined by the 12 labors. Driven mad by Hera, he was forced to atone through impossible tasks. Each labor tested not just his might, but his wit and endurance. He wrestled the invulnerable Nemean lion, outsmarted the Hydra, and captured the swift golden hind. Cleaning the Augean stables, he used intellect, diverting rivers instead of shoveling filth. He even ventured to the underworld to capture Cerberus. These labors were more than monster slaying. They symbolized humanity's struggle to bring order to chaos. Hercules' journey was a metaphor for overcoming the wild forces of nature and inner turmoil. Through suffering, he was purified, transforming from a tormented soul to Greece's greatest hero. His ultimate reward, a place among the gods on Olympus. Hercules' tale endures as a story of redemption, resilience, and the triumph of will. Perseus's quest was not punishment, but a challenge set by a king: bring back Medusa's head. Medusa's gaze turned victims to stone. Brute strength alone wouldn't suffice. Perseus received divine help: Hermes' winged sandals and sword, Athena's mirrored shield. He used cunning, tricking the Grey Sisters to reveal Medusa's location. Armed with gifts and knowledge, he approached Medusa, using the shield's reflection to avoid her deadly gaze. With a swift strike, he beheaded her and escaped with the help of a cap of invisibility. Perseus's victory was a triumph of cleverness, planning, and courage. His story showed that heroism isn't just about strength, it's about using your mind and accepting help. Perseus's journey was an epic of resourcefulness, proving that intelligence can conquer even the most terrifying monsters. His legend reminds us that sometimes the sharpest weapon is a sharp mind. In the world of myth, every hero's path is unique, but all require bravery and wit. The gods valued loyalty and rewarded those who honored them. This cosmic transaction shaped Greek life. Piety brought protection, fortune, and guidance. Odysseus, hero of the Odyssey, was favored by Athena for his intelligence and devotion. While Poseidon hindered him, Athena guided and protected Odysseus on his long journey home. Her loyalty was earned by his respect and sacrifices. When Odysseus returned to Ithaca, Athena helped him reclaim his home and defeat his enemies. This divine reward system extended to cities. Athens prospered under Athena's patronage. Temples and festivals honored the gods, reinforcing the bond between mortals and the divine. The message was clear: honor the gods, and you'll find favor. Disrespect them, and risk their wrath. Loyalty was the key to survival and success in a world ruled by unpredictable gods. In Greek myth, loyalty was rewarded, but pride, hubris, was punished. Hubris meant believing oneself equal to the gods, a crime against the cosmic order. Myths warned of the dangers of forgetting mortal limits. Arachne, a gifted weaver, boasted she surpassed Athena. The goddess challenged her, then punished her arrogance by turning her into a spider. Niobe, who claimed superiority over a goddess, lost all her children to divine retribution. These stories reinforced humility as a survival strategy. Human talent was seen as a gift, not a reason for arrogance. Myths taught that overstepping one's place invited disaster. The Greeks used these tales to maintain social and religious order. Hubris was a force as destructive as any monster. The lesson: respect the gods, know your limits, and remember that pride comes before the fall. In a universe run by powerful, prideful gods, humility was essential. These cautionary tales still echo, reminding us of the dangers of unchecked ambition. Greek myths were more than entertainment, they were the foundation of education and morality. Through heroes and tragedies, Greeks explored courage, justice, ambition, and humanity's place in the cosmos. Heroes like Perseus, Hercules, and Odysseus became role models, embodying excellence, arete, in skill and virtue. Myths warned against hubris and greed, as in the tales of King Midas and Icarus. These stories united the Greek world, providing a shared cultural identity. Myths were the software of civilization, teaching how to be a good person and citizen. They offered a common language for discussing life's biggest questions. The lessons of myth shaped generations, guiding Greeks through a mysterious and unpredictable world. Even today, these stories inspire us to persevere, think creatively, and respect our limits. The wisdom of myth endures, offering timeless guidance for every age. Ancient Greece is gone, but its myths endure. These stories have survived for millennia, woven into Western culture, language, and art. We name space missions after Greek gods, Apollo, Artemis, and use mythic references in everyday speech. The themes of ambition, humility, heroism, and fate remain as relevant as ever. Myths provide a rich tapestry of metaphor, helping us make sense of our own lives. The struggles of Hercules and Perseus are echoed in modern heroes and stories. When we look at the night sky, we see constellations named for these ancient tales. Myths remind us that we are a storytelling species, always seeking meaning in the cosmos. The Greeks filled the heavens with gods and heroes. We fill them with science and wonder, yet the impulse to understand and find meaning remains unchanged. The legacy of Greek myth is a testament to the enduring power of story. These tales connect us to the past and to each other, across time and space. In every age, we look to the stars and find ourselves in the stories we tell. Before anything else, there was only chaos, a vast empty void. From this emptiness, Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, emerged. Their children, the Titans, were led by Cronus, who overthrew his father, but Cronus' own son, Zeus, would rise against him. The Olympians, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, and Hestia, defeated the Titans and ruled from Mount Olympus. Greek myths are not gentle tales. The gods are flawed, passionate, and powerful, mirroring humanity. Their stories endure because they are, at their core, about us. Greek mythology is a mirror reflecting the best and worst of humanity. Welcome to the world of Greek myth. Even Zeus, king of the gods, was not the most powerful force in the Greek cosmos. Above all stood Fate, the Moirai, or Fates Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. These three sisters spun, measured, and cut the thread of every life, mortal and divine. Clotho spun the thread of life at birth. Lachesis measured its length and determined its course. Atropos, the unturnable, cut the thread, ending each life. No one could bargain with the fates. Their decisions were final. Not even Zeus could change what they decreed. He could see destinies, but he was powerless to alter them. In the Trojan War, Zeus wept for his son Sarpedon, fated to die, but could not intervene. To defy fate would unravel the order of the universe. This belief shaped the Greek worldview. Some things are simply beyond our control. Accepting fate was seen as dignified, even heroic. The gods themselves were bound by these unseen threads. Fate was the silent, ultimate authority. The Greeks saw courage in living fully, even knowing your end was preordained. The struggle against fate defined their heroes. Fate's power gave meaning to every triumph and tragedy. In the end, fate was the one law that not even the gods could break. The Greeks found wisdom in accepting what cannot be changed. Fate was the true ruler of gods and mortals alike, and in that acceptance, they found a kind of freedom. If fate was unchangeable, oracles were the messengers who glimpsed its secrets. The most famous was the Oracle of Delphi, the Pythia, who spoke for Apollo. People from all walks of life sought her cryptic prophecies. Her answers were riddles, true, but never clear. A king might ask about victory in war. The oracle would reply, "A great empire will fall." Often the king's own empire was the one destroyed. The gods' prophecies were always fulfilled, but rarely as expected. Trying to avoid a prophecy often caused it to come true. A tragic irony. The more you struggled against fate, the more entangled you became. Oracles didn't offer escape, only confirmation that fate was inescapable. This belief shaped Greek tragedy heroes fought destiny, only to fulfill it. The struggle against fate became the heart of their greatest stories. The oracle's words were reminders that mortals and gods alike were actors in a play already written. The Greeks saw wisdom in accepting fate, but tragedy in fighting it. The oracle's riddles echoed the uncertainty of life itself. Their prophecies were both a warning and a challenge. In Greek myth, knowledge of the future was a double-edged sword. The oracles revealed fate's power and humanity's limits. In the end, the struggle against fate defined the greatest heroes. No story captures the grip of fate like that of Oedipus. It began with a prophecy. King Laius of Thebes would be killed by his own son, who would then marry his mother, Jocasta. To prevent this, Laius and Jocasta ordered their infant son left to die. But the child was saved and raised by the king and queen of Corinth, named Oedipus. Unaware of his origins, Oedipus grew up believing he was a prince of Corinth. Troubled by rumors, he visited the oracle at Delphi, who told him he would kill his father and marry his mother. Horrified, Oedipus fled Corinth, trying to escape his fate. On the road, he killed a stranger in a quarrel. Unbeknownst to him, his real father, Laius. He arrived in Thebes, solved the Sphinx's riddle, and was made king. He married the widowed queen, Jocasta, his mother. Every attempt to avoid fate had led him directly to it. Oedipus's tragedy is not ignorance, but the impossibility of escaping destiny. His story is the ultimate warning: fate cannot be outwitted. The Greeks saw in Oedipus the cost of defying the inevitable. His suffering became a symbol of tragic irony. The myth endures because it asks, can we ever escape what is written for us? In Oedipus, the answer is a resounding no. Not all Greek myths are about doom. Some are about love and loss. Orpheus, the greatest musician, loved Eurydice, a beautiful nymph. Their happiness was brief. Eurydice died from a snake bite. Grief-stricken, Orpheus journeyed to the underworld to bring her back. His music moved even Hades, who agreed to release Eurydice, on one condition. Orpheus must not look back at her until they reached the sunlight. He led her upward, but, overcome by doubt, looked back too soon. Eurydice vanished forever. Orpheus's love was powerful, but fate was stronger. His story is a lesson in trust, loss, and the limits of human will. The myth endures because it captures the beauty and pain of love. Orpheus's music could charm the world, but not fate. His journey to the underworld is a timeless symbol of hope and heartbreak. The Greeks saw in Orpheus the courage to defy the impossible, and the tragedy of losing what we love most. Greek myths are often family dramas, none more so than Antigone's story. After Oedipus's death, his sons Eteocles and Polynices fought for Thebes and killed each other. Their uncle Creon became king, honoring Eteocles but leaving Polynices unburied, a fate worse than death. Antigone, their sister, defied Creon's decree, believing the gods' laws outweighed any king's. She buried Polynices, knowing the penalty was death. Caught and brought before Creon, Antigone stood by her actions. She argued that divine law was higher than human law. Creon, unmoved, sentenced her to be entombed alive. Antigone's defiance became a symbol of moral courage. Her story is about the conflict between duty to family and duty to the state. The Greeks admired her bravery, even as they mourned her fate. Antigone's sacrifice is a timeless act of resistance. Her tragedy asks, when is it right to break the law for what you believe is just? In Antigone, the Greeks found both warning and inspiration. Her story endures as a testament to conscience and courage. Sometimes, the gods demanded terrible sacrifices. Before the Trojan War, the Greek fleet was stranded by windless seas. The seer Calchas revealed Artemis was angry and demanded Agamemnon's daughter, Iphigenia, as sacrifice. Agamemnon faced an impossible choice: his duty as leader, or his love as a father. Pressured by his brother Menelaus and the restless army, he chose duty. He lured Iphigenia to Aulis under false pretenses. When the truth emerged, Iphigenia bravely accepted her fate for Greece's sake. In some versions, Artemis spares her at the last moment. In others, she dies. The winds return, and the fleet sails to Troy. Iphigenia's story is about the cost of war and the price of leadership. Her sacrifice haunts Greek myth as a symbol of innocence lost. The Greeks saw tragedy in the demands of gods and men. Iphigenia's courage gave meaning to her fate. Her story endures as a warning about the cost of ambition and the human toll of divine demands. Greek myths aren't relics, they're the blueprint for modern storytelling. Heroes, villains, quests, and betrayals. These elements shape our books, films, and plays. Superheroes echo Greek heroes, Superman's hidden origins, Batman's tragic drive. The idea of inescapable fate lives on in time-loop films like Terminator. Orpheus's journey appears in stories like What Dreams May Come and Hadestown. Brotherly betrayal, as in Eteocles and Polynices, echoes in The Lion King. These ancient tales inspire writers and filmmakers because they explore universal themes. Love, loss, jealousy, and the struggle against destiny remain timeless. Greek myths are a wellspring for modern creativity. Their archetypes and stories are endlessly adaptable. We retell them because they speak to what it means to be human. The myths live on, shaping our stories and our imaginations. Why do these stories endure? Because they are about us. Greek myths reflect our virtues and flaws, our questions and struggles. They explore love, duty, fate, and the messiness of life. The gods are flawed, the heroes make mistakes, and the villains are sometimes sympathetic. These stories don't offer easy answers. They ask us to think. Myths have become a shared language. Achilles' heel, Sisyphean task, and more. Their archetypes shape our characters and our culture. Greek mythology is a story of the human spirit, of love, defiance, and the struggle against fate. These tales remind us that there is dignity in the struggle itself. They are timeless because the human heart has not changed. As long as we seek meaning, we will return to these myths. They comfort, challenge, and inspire us, and they will always be a truly great story.